Welcome y'all, it's Kentucky Ranger, and once again my mother.
Hi.
Hey. Did you realize that this is, I think is the 6th episode of this?
Yeah.
Last week was the 5th, so this is the 6th.
Yeah.
If not, then this is the 5th.
No, this is the
I think
6th.
this is the 6th episode.
Right. This coming Monday will be the 5th.
Right. And this
is the
I ain't
6th.
giving away the secret.
Well,
No, we don't record this on Mondays. I can't edit that fast. I'm not that good. I don't have a crew working for me. Now the secret's out. I'm gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to pack and move. Pack the cats and move. Everybody's gonna see me as a fraud. The YouTube fraud.
I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, with all the technology stuff and the gadgets and cars, now we need to start talking about more relationships.
My personal life.
Your personal life.
Yeah.
Her weird boyfriends.
The history lessons are cool, but we need to know about you.
Well, before we start talking about boyfriends, let's start talking about how I got there, you know.
Well,
I met your dad.
Well, no, you met a guy to get out of the candles.
Yeah, we went through that.
Yeah.
And
anyhow,
You
that got
dated
you.
before Dad.
huh?
You dated before you met Dad.
Yeah, but this was not before your dad. This was after.
After.
Yeah, because I met your dad,
Yeah.
and we only knew each other maybe 2 or 3 months, and he left for France.
Right.
So I was left alone.
You couldn't get married. You couldn't find your birth certificate.
Right.
Well, see, that's another thing because people don't quite understand. It's kind of the same now because it's not that we're in a big world war, but we do have a lot of conflicts around the planet, and a lot of soldiers that are overseas, they still have to go through like what you went through with Dad.
Right.
And like during World War II and the Vietnam War, where the vast majority of young men were overseas.
Yeah.
Well, the only time they had to meet somebody was when they were at home, and that usually was only like for maybe a week.
Well, a month. They got a month.
Okay,
leave.
so they got
Yeah.
a month. So you would meet, kind of get to know each other, and then they'd
Yeah.
leave, and you might not see them for another 6 months.
Yeah. Well, see, I met your dad, and he rented me a room over there close to the city hospital.
See, when you met him, you were still in that little apartment,
Right.
1957.
57.
Yeah.
And so you all met through Marg.
Yeah, his
I
mother.
can't remember how was it you knew Marg? You were next door neighbors? or-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She lived in the upstairs apartment,
And you lived downstairs.
and I lived downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he left for France, and
He was in the Korean War, just in case
yeah,
people are tuning in. They ain't heard the other videos.
yeah. But anyway, I went over to the city hospital and I got me a job. And in those days, I mean, they hired me on the spot,
What was your job?
nurse's aide.
Okay. They call those CNAs now. You actually
Yeah.
have to go to school and become certified.
Back then, you did.
Back then you didn't.
No. Anyway.
You're just an able body
Right.
at the hospital.
But I enjoyed my job. It was, but I only made $20 a week, so, and my room was $5 a week.
A week.
Yeah, but anyway, I was alone there, and I had to pass this beer joint to get to my room from the hospital.
Right.
And some guy chased me.
Oh, Lord.
And there was this little restaurant on the way, and I ran in there, and this guy with his little girl was in there, and he dropped me off at my room. Well, right after that, I moved back with the Campbells.
Well,
You know, and so
so this room, it was the one you were renting,
Yeah.
not the one that Dad rented.
yeah, he got it
okay,
for me.
see, he
Yeah.
got it for you?
Yeah.
They couldn't get married before he had to go back overseas.
No.
Because she couldn't find her birth certificate.
She was
Right.
21, but back then you had to be 21, and she couldn't prove it.
Right. Anyway, Miss Campbell let me rent a room with her.
Did she make you work for him again? Or?
No.
Oh, so you were just renting a room for him.
Right. So I went down and got me a job at this place called the Gourmet, and I was a waitress. It was a restaurant and a
Restaurant.
bar.
That's in Akron, Ohio, right?
Yeah, well, Cuyahoga Falls.
Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah.
Well, it's right next door.
Yeah. So anyway, I worked there. Oh, it was forever, really, till your dad came home.
I'll
But
try
in
to
the-
see if I can pull up an old picture of that restaurant.
It's,
If I can
I'm
find
sure it's
one,
still
I'll
there.
call you.
yeah.
You think it's still?
I mean, not the restaurant. I'm sure it's not.
Was
But-
it by itself, or was it like in a block of different things?
In the block, it's on Front
It might
Street.
still be there.
It
You
might
never
be.
know.
I don't know. But in the meantime, we broke up. You know, we never were engaged.
So did he break up with you? or
She
you
sent
break
him a
up
Dear
with him?
John letter.
Oh, the Dear
Yeah, I
John
told him I wouldn't go to work because we'd only known each other just, I don't know,
I'll
a
tell you what,
month.
that Dear John thing, it was. They even wrote a song, Dear John.
Yeah, I sent your saddle
Dear
on.
John, yeah. I don't want to say too much.
Anyway.
I might get copyright stuff. On
I
there.
dated and your dad dated also.
Overseas, oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
he-
yeah,
I'm
sure.
sure he did.
But anyway, I met some pretty strange guys in the restaurant, and Cherie keeps reminding me of this mortician
I
that
think that's funny.
wanted me to marry him, and I couldn't handle the formaldehyde smell on him. It reeked.
He smelled from out.
Yeah, I mean, he was a nice person.
I love you, baby, but you stink.
Yeah, I really liked him, but I kept working, and
One
I
thing
moved out of Miss Campbell's and got my own little apartment.
on your own.
Yeah,
One thing about morticians is until they discover immortality, it's pretty steady work.
I'd say it never run out of work.
People are dying for his services.
I think he was from New York, and I don't know what he was doing there,
Well,
but he wanted me to run away with him, and I wouldn't do it.
Lord have mercy.
But anyway,
Run away.
yeah. But
Oh,
and then I met this other guy that poor Benny was his name.
well, just think if you ran away and had two kids like me and Cherie, we'd be the Addams family in real life.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da. Ching.
But poor Benny, he wasn't my type either, but I liked
Oh,
him
his
as a
name was
friend.
Benny?
No, this was a different
Oh,
guy.
this is a different one.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened? What was with Benny?
Well, he wanted me to marry him so bad, but I couldn't.
She
Just
was
like the
popular.
mortician?
Huh?
Just like the mortician?
Oh no, he was a mechanic.
No, but the mortician was begging you to marry him.
Yeah.
And now this
Now
guy,
Benny
mechanic.
was. Yeah.
Hey, she was a good looking gal. I know you're my mom, but I'll tell you what, you were a looker back in the day. We still are.
Well, no, I'm not. Let's
Yes, you
get
are.
real.
Oh, yes, Your age group,
Well, maybe for my age group, maybe.
well, most people your age, their backdrop is the back of a casket. Just before they close the lid and put them in the ground.
Gee,
Now
that
I'm
makes
being morbid, I'm sorry. That's my
Oh.
wicked, stupid sense of humor.
But anyway, getting back to that, I was dating Benny, and I decided this is getting too serious. So I wrote your dad a letter. I got back with him.
He told me about it.
So
And
you were getting homesick for him.
Well, first I told him I was going to get married. And
Your dad or the mechanic?
the Benny, yeah.
Oh, that you were going to get married.
Yeah. So
To get him away from. Well, how long? Okay, let's because this is something a lot of people probably wonder. The mortician. How long did you date the mortician?
Oh, I didn't date him. I just went out with him once.
Once?
Yeah.
And he wanted you to marry. What about Benny the mechanic? How long?
No, I knew him for months.
You dated or just knew
Yeah,
him?
we dated
For months.
for months.
And you met him at
the gourmet, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I just want to get that, the timeline. We got to figure out how long all this is going on.
yeah, this was all within a year.
So the mortician was one date.
Oh, I think in the meantime, during all this, you got your birth certificate, didn't you?
Yeah,
You sent
Mrs.
off-
Campbell helped me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, he panicked and told me not to do anything. He was getting I forget what
Emergency
kind
leave.
Yeah.
emergency leave.
Yeah, I seem like I remember that story.
Yeah. So he came back and
I don't think it was a murder. What do they call that? They have a name for it. They
Oh,
still
yeah.
have that. In the
Hardship
service.
leave?
Hardship. Yeah, I think it's hardship.
anyway, he talked to his commanding officer and so his commanding officer fixed it for him to come back. So he came back and we got married at his friend's house.
And that's 1958.
Yeah, it's 1958, September 12th, 1958.
And a lot of people probably wondering, well, if he was in the Korean War, what was he doing in France? Well, France was our allies.
Well, the Korean War had already ended.
Oh, it had already ended?
Yeah.
58.
The
Yeah,
Korean War
yeah.
ended in like, what, 53 or 4 or something?
I can't remember.
Way back
Yeah,
there.
so now I'm okay.
Yeah, it was
I
in
gotta
the
get
early
my
50s
facts
sometimes.
straight. The Korean War ended. So he was
Yeah.
just kind of floating around. He really wasn't.
Yeah, they still had issues going on over there because,
Well, the problem we were having in that time period was we just started with the Vietnamese, North Vietnam.
yeah.
Or North, I'm not thinking
But
North Korea,
him-
Vietnam.
Him,
But I think it was North Vietnam because I think South Vietnam was like our ally. Actually, that's what we were over there for, was the South Vietnamese.
Lord, I don't
The
know.
Pol Pot and all that, the Khmer Rouge and all that. Oh, it was crazy what was going on over there.
Yeah, it was.
We ended up getting involved.
Still is.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as bad. North Korea is pretty bad.
Anyway,
Yeah, let's get.
he comes back after a year. He was
Right.
gone for another year.
Right.
So in reality, I was with him 2 months from the time I met him till we got married.
Right.
And so he was stationed in Columbus, Ohio. And so,
And he was in the Air Force. He was a crew
yes,
chief
he
in the
was
Air Force.
at the Air Force Base in Columbus.
Right.
Cl-
Right.
Columbus,
Patterson.
No,
No, I'm thinking that's not. Never
No.
mind. That's Dayton, Ohio.
it's
Dayton,
Columbus.
Ohio.
I
I'm
think
getting it.
that's closed now.
Yeah, I'm not real sure.
I really can't
I'll
remember the
look it
name
up
of it.
when
Been too many years ago.
So you up to 59 when you come back?
Yeah. So anyway, we moved to Columbus, Ohio, and that's when I got pregnant with you.
I was almost born in France.
You were
Yeah.
almost born in France.
I come close.
Yeah, I had my passport and everything.
And I think the reason you weren't was because that's when all the stuff was starting to stir up over Vietnam, and I think they were fixing to.
No, it had something to
Something.
do with Germany.
Something was going on, yeah, and they stopped anyone coming in.
Well, what happened is Dad left France, had to leave to go
Yeah,
somewhere
to
else,
Germany.
and she would have been left there by herself.
Oh, okay.
She had her passport and everything.
Yeah, but I wish I would have kept that. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened to it. It
No.
was. But anyway,
Anyhow, you're not a French baby.
No, but thanks to that, he stuck me with a French name,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I've had trouble with it ever since.
Cherie Lynn. But
Yeah, when people look at your name, they think it's Cherie. It's not Cherie, it's Cherie.
Cherie.
Oh, Cherie.
Anyway,
Parlez-vous.
anyway, I got pregnant with Cherie. And so, let me think. I went back to Akron and lived with my sister
Right.
until she was born at the city hospital where I worked, really.
You
And
worked at the city hospital.
in Akron, city
Was
city
that the
hospital.
same one I was born in, Akron
No,
General?
you was born at the Akron General.
Akron General.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. So it's a different hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, she was born in 1960. And so I moved back to Columbus.
Well, now, how long had it been since she was born that he actually got to see her for the first time?
Well, he came up to Akron while I was still in the hospital with her.
Oh, so he was home
Yeah.
when she was born. 'Cause he wasn't when I was born.
No. So anyway, he got us a little trailer. And I'll never forget, Cherie's only about 3 months old. And when I stepped up in that trailer, she started giggling.
Well,
So,
You saw pictures of it, you'd know why.
yeah, when you think
That's
trailer
okay.
nowadays, it's not the way trailers were back in the 60s.
no. Anyway, we didn't stay there very long. We got us an apartment over in where the all of the military people lived. They had this big, huge. Yeah, okay. You want to stop where we moved into the apartments in Columbus, Ohio?
Okay, the trailer, y'all,
Yeah.
welcome back. We got the slight dog thing going on. So anyhow, it was a little bitty trailer. You moved into the apartments.
Yeah, we weren't in that trailer very long,
Right.
and we moved into the apartments that were for military.
Right.
That ain't where Louise lived, was it?
Yeah,
That's for another time.
yeah,
Yeah, because we're getting.
yeah. So we will pick up next time.
Well, no, I don't mean this. Just we're getting close. We don't want to get into a big side storyline.
Yeah.
So y'all moved into an apartment.
Yeah, and it was a nice apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got a job at D's up in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
So in Columbus, Ohio, and the lady that lived there, she babysit Cherie while I was working,
Right.
and Cherie really liked her. But on the next segment, I'll explain. She turned on us, so then I'll tell you about what happened after that.
Well, all this is going on. When did Dad start to have to go back overseas again?
That was later on. Cherie was 2 years old.
He was home that long?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Anyhow, yeah, we'll end it right here. I know everybody's like, no, I want to hear more.
If this is boring, I'll get on to something else. Just let us know, because I don't like,
I think it's pretty cool.
Okay, I'll
I'm
tell
one
my
thing I
wife.
didn't know.
Her
I'll
next
tell her
story
why.
about Louise is not boring.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Anyway,
you know,
thanks for all of the nice comments. I read them all. Thank you.
Yeah, it's awesome, y'all supporting and leaving comments and likes. It means a lot to me and her,
Yes, it does.
and it's kind of interesting just to hear
Because I
about
feel
the past.
so alone in life.
Oh,
I don't know too many people, just my kids.
well, now you're getting a fan base. 'Cause
Yeah.
now they're getting to like you.
Yeah. I went to church for a while, but then I quit.
Well, so we'll end this day. Yeah, we're getting 20-ish minutes into it. So yeah, this would be a good place to end. I don't want to get it too long-winded because then people will get.
Yeah, because I know myself, I don't like to read a real long paragraph somebody
Right.
has written. If it's just so big, I'll read it, but if it gets that long, I won't read it.
So we'll stop it here. And as always, God bless and thank y'all for stopping by for another sit down talk to my mom.
Bye.
We'll see you next Monday. Bye.